So with the pandemic, streaming services have become more important in our daily lives for entertainment, and during this time, a few of them even launched. One of those services is what I'm talking about today, and that's HBO Max. On my podcast, Box Office Receipts, I've been talking about the service and how it has been doing. Well, I wanted to make a video giving my full thoughts about it, since I have also been using the service for the past few weeks. I'll talk about the good, the bad, and what they can do better. So I'll start with what I like about it, which is the selection of movies. HBO Max does have a really good selection of movies. I went through a week after launch, went through A to Z, and added movies I haven't seen yet and still found over 30 I put on my watch list. They are also smart in highlighting the newer movies they still get, like Joker and Ford vs. Ferrari. I also like the color scheme. It's a nice shade of purple that makes it unique to the solid red of Netflix and the green of Hulu, for example. I would also say for $14.99, it's almost pretty good value. If you already thought $14.99 was good value for just HBO Now a few months ago, then it's definitely great value. But let's get into the issues. First off, the UI. Now notice how I said the color scheme was nice, which it is, but the UI needs some work. It takes some getting used to and navigating the servers, and also for user profiles, they need to add photos. When I bring up my account and I just see my name in tiny letters, it feels empty. Just having icons of Warner Brothers characters would be enough. Netflix, Disney, Movies Anywhere does it. It's not a big deal, but it's these small things that stand out. As for the launch of HBO Max, it was a bit of a mess, thanks in part to the marketing. When you have to release a video explaining the different versions of HBO, that's not good. What AT&T and Warner Media should have done is market HBO Max as the future of Warner Brothers and HBO. As in, sign up for this, leave your HBO Now account behind, and you are set for the future. And no price difference. Also, they needed to specifically advertise to people who have HBO through a cable provider and get them to sign up, which is free for them. The quarterly numbers from HBO showed that around 28 to 30 million people can sign in and join HBO Max at no extra cost, and they have not done so yet. That's really bad. You had all this time to market it, and you have around 28 million people who have HBO through, cable provider, online provider, and they haven't signed in. That's not great. I think another issue with the marketing for the service is that they made it seem as it was everything that HBO and Warner Bros. Had to offer, except it's not. They had to make a last minute deal just to get the Harry Potter franchise on the service for the summer, which, as of this recording, is about to leave the service for a competitor. The DC movies are coming in and out of rotation thanks to who has the rights at the time, and if this was going to be an issue for Warner Bros., then they should have highlighted the service as a curation of some of the best movies available. Because when people think of HBO, they think of quality. But they did not, and they only said in the comments afterwards that it's curated content. That's bullshit. They had no problem leading people along. It's like, all this Warner Brothers content, it's great. I mean, I remember them using Batman Begins in one of the promotions. Guess what movie wasn't at launch? Batman Begins. And I was definitely shocked at the lack of some major Warner Brothers movies when I signed up, and I was not alone in thinking it. This leads to what I think the main issue of HBO Max is, and it's that they need to get their content rights straightened out. I knew this was kind of rushed, but it seems like they were reacting to people being upset at this, and they should have known it was coming. Now, realistically, they cannot buy back all the rights from other companies, so I think one way to get around it is a feature they kind of dropped early on. They promoted that they had some people list their picks on what to watch, like Zac Efron, and I recently checked and there's one right now for Selena Gomez, because they have a cooking show with her. What I think they should do is have a list of the directors and famous actors and have their list of movies and shows to watch. Imagine you are a Christopher Nolan fan, you go to HBO Max, you go to his profile, and you see a list of movies he would watch on the service. You can do this for him, Zack Snyder, and actors like Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck, for example. If you highlight these as part of the service, people would focus more on using those and not look at the catalog and wonder why certain content is not there. I will say they are slowly fixing the content problem by adding the shows from DC Universe over, which should have been done in the first place. What they should also do is lean on them owning Crunchyroll and add more anime in. While some people would not care for it, for people that are interested, they would have had a better selection, and if they want more, then they can sign up for a subscription for Crunchyroll. Also, if it does not get sold by AT&T, they should pull a Disney and offer a package deal. HBO Max and Crunchyroll, $19.99 a month. All the HBO dramas, anime, and a fine selection of movies at a solid price. I think a sub to Crunchyroll is about $7 to $8, so it would not be a huge discount either, but it is something they could offer. Another thing Warner Media should do is, since considering the streaming service is the future, is streamline and make the life cycle of a movie more transparent. They should make it clear to customers when a movie hits theaters, what is the timetable of it hitting HBO Max, along with VOD and Blu-ray. And I'm not saying they need to have exact dates, but let's take The Batman for example. That comes out next October. When it comes out in theaters, Warner Media should announce that it will be coming to the streaming service the following January. This way people know, oh, I can watch it right now in theaters, or if I wait till January, I'll sign up, I'll watch it then. Or people are like, I'll watch in theater and then I'll watch it again then. Now, I'm not sure if theaters would be okay with this, but with this method, they can keep movies in current pop media longer than it is now. Let's be honest, a movie comes out, it's all over the news for 2 or 3 weeks, and it just disappears. Under this scenario, the movie would stay around longer and generate more hype. So to recap, this is what AT&T and Warner Media can do to improve HBO Max. Improve the UI to make it more intuitive and lively, aka profile pics. Improve the marketing. Hammer home this is HBO you know and love with a lot more content. If possible, straighten out the rights for your movies and shows. Warner Brothers has one of the strongest catalogs around, and they are not able to flex it to the fullest extent possible. Since most deals cannot be renegotiated, get some of the studio's most famous directors and actors and get them to list some of the movies they would watch on the service. Go in on personalized curation. Finally, add more content, either via avenues they own, aka more anime through Crunchyroll, or maybe licensed content from other production companies. I know it's Luther on there, so they have been working with BBC, and Viacom CBS is always looking to make a deal. And that's it for this video. I'm curious if anyone watching this has used HBO Max, if they like it or not. If so, please let me know on Facebook or in the comments below. And I definitely want to hear from you. That's it. Thank you for watching.